already today, but just 3 more of them here.
Kilgore will jump against Vaughn to get this one started. Julian Vaughn, a 6'8" sophomore. And the tip will be controlled by the blue-clad Seahawks. They're wearing electric blue, so to speak, with green numerals and white trim. Gate City wearing the home white with royal blue numerals. With the basketball, this will be Vaughn, and he immediately gets grabbed and fouled by Will Humphreys. Humphreys will pick up his first.
Just trying to keep him out of the paint. Shoved him from the rear and did knock him out of the paint, but also got the foul.
Have a tough time keeping him out of the paint. Here's the lob in, and he'll come out deep to Parnham. They'll get it out now to Lee. Lee guarded by McMurray. Dribbles left, dribbles right, spins left, and pops. 15-footer, nice move. Can't get it to go, but now they're going to get, as they scrap for the rebound, they're going to get DePasso over the back. So James DePasso will pick up his first, team's first. So it will belong to Gate City in backcourt. South Lakes will show first full court pressure. Inbounds comes into McMurray. McMurray in backcourt. He'll be picked up by Parnham, and he'll walk it across the time stripe. This is McMurray. Now between the rings. Now they'll swing it around on the left wing to Humphreys. Humphreys looking in for a cutter. Gets it into the corner to Nate Clark. Clark will drive the baseline. Clark throws it back out. It's going to be saved by McMurray between the rings. McMurray dribbling left. Gets it on the wing to Kilgore. Check that. That's E-step. Out front now. They'll work the ball into the hands of Clark. Clark with the basketball, dribbling left, dribbling right, gets it along the sideline to Humphreys. Humphreys goes underneath, fakes, goes up, can't get it to go down, and out with the rebound is Vaughn. Outlets it to Lee. Lee down the left side, alley-oop lob to Passo. He'll pull it down and kick it back out to Parnham. Back to DePasso. He loses the handle on it. Coming out with the basketball will be Kilgore. Kilgore breaks it down the middle of the floor and then has the ball knocked away and out of bounds by a reaching in Scott. It'll remain Gate City basketball underneath their own hoop. No score. We played just over a minute. Triggered in will be McMurray. He'll lob it out deep to Humphreys. They'll swing it around right corner with the basketball. This is Kilgore. Got a little fall away 5-footer, hits the side of the backboard. DePasso comes out with the rebound. Outlets it to Lee. Down the right side, this will be Ryan Scott pulling up for the 3 from the right wing. No good. Now with the rebound, the Blue Devils. Nate Clark down the left side into the front court.
Both teams pitching a shutout so far.
Clark will take it left to right, hit of the key. Guarded by Dennis Lee. He'll now get it along the sideline to Kilgore. Kilgore out front. They'll swing it around now right wing to Humphreys. Humphreys out front. This is McMurray for 3. Shot won't drop, and out with the basketball will be Scott. Scott into the front court. Bounces it right wing to Lee. Lee thought about the 3. Now throws it up. Shot by Lee. Won't drop. A rebound tapped around to Passo. Has it. Puts it back up and in.
Big offensive rebound as he skies, flies, and jives.
It's going to be very, very tough for Gate City to match up in low with this team. 2-0 in favor of South Lakes. With the basketball, McMurray, he leaves. Arnham's at the pass, and as he drives, gets it down low underneath to Clark. He can't get the shot to drop as it's blocked away, and they scrap for the rebound. Last touch out of bounds by Gate City, and immediately Coach Trevelyan will make some substitutions.
Julian Vaughn got a big hand on that one, a big 8 sophomore way off the floor to block it, and it goes out of bounds off Gate City.
And I don't have a 32 or a 33 on my roster.
For
Gate City.
Well, we'll figure it out here after a while.
And the inbound's knocked away and out of bounds. It will stay South Lakes basketball. Inbounds comes into Lee.
Maybe they've added a couple.
Gets it over to Ryan Scott. Well, if anybody's downstairs is listening, please get somebody at the scores table so we can find out who these players are. Here's Scott driving coast to coast, laying it up and in.
We know who he is as he roars, soars, and scores.
It is 4-0 in favor of South Lakes. Into the front court with the basketball. This is Clark. Goes right sideline to Kilgore. He'll drive baseline, have it knocked away and stolen. Dennis Lee comes out with the basketball. Lee into the front court. Lee to the head of the key. Lee drives. They just open up. Hart and let him drive in for a layup.
Yeah, somebody just stops and opens wide up for him as he takes it right down the middle.
And Gate City wants to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a 30-second break. 5:17 to go, first period. It's South Lake 6, Gate City nothing. We'll be back with more WJCW, Appalachian Orthopedics, high school basketball after this 30-second timeout.
Phantom 1 and Phantom 2.
It's probably a couple of these players with different numbers, but
Greg got there talking to.
you see.
You see him?
Tyler Parks is in. City will have it. Logan Bateman, a 5'10 senior, and Tyler Parks, a 5'9 freshman, have checked in. This is McMurray who will bring the ball into the front court. McMurray dribbling to the right. It is 6-0 South Lakes. He'll get it out front to Bateman. Goes left side again. We don't have a 32 or a 33 on our roster. As soon as we find out who they are, we'll let you know. Left side McMurray. This apparently for two. Shot short. Rebound chased down, saved by the Blue Devils, and goes right side to Bateman. Bateman out between the rings to Parks. Throws it over to McMurray. Off his shoulder, stolen away. Coming out with the basketball is Parnham for South Lakes. Gets the ball to Scott. Scott down the left side. Scott pulls up, pops off the glass. No good. Rebound Bond. Bond will lay it up and get it to go.
Another big offensive rebound as they're controlling the board.
Julian Bond with his first points, and it is 8-0 as we approach 4.5 minutes to go in his first period. Into the front court. They get it left side to Bateman. Bateman hands it off on the wing and now gets it out front to Parks. Parks with the basketball. Swings across right side. Now they'll get it in the corner right side to Bateman. Bateman throws it out front. Now they're swinging across left side to Kilgore. Check that. That's Parks. And here's a three thrown up and good. We'll find out who 33 is hopefully here.
Phantom number 1.
Luke Humphreys, so he was number 15 on the roster. And so Humphreys is wearing number 33. So Luke Humphreys, the 6'1 senior, knocks down the three, and it is, well, they say now it's a 2. So it's only a 2. So it is 8-2 in favor of South Lakes. This is Lee with the basketball, checking in for South Lakes. As they get the ball now to Scott. In for South Lakes is Justin Granda. Granda, 6'1 senior. Here's a steal coming out with the basketball, but it's stolen back away. As here comes Lee. He loses the handle on it, chases it down along the sideline, throws it back into Scott. Scott head of the key against the 2-3 zone. Check that man-to-man. Scott will hand the ball to Lee. It is 8-2 South Lakes. This is Lee dribbling with it. Bounces it now right side to Scott. Looks in low. There's the feed to Vaughn. Back to Scott. He'll take the three. It is short. No good. Rebound to Ponso. He'll put it back up. May have been partially blocked to Ponso a second time. Good.
Offensive rebounding again. Just controlling the boards.
To Ponso at 6'5". Vaughn at 6'8". Inbounds comes in to Clark, and Clark will walk it up the floor, guarded by Lee, full court. 3 minutes to go, first period. This is Clark. Into the key. Goes left side. Has it knocked away and out of bounds by the reaching Granda. And now coming in for Gate City once again is Eastet, McMurray, and Will Humphreys into the lineup. So with 2:56 to go in the period, Gate City basketball, it comes in to Will Humphreys, gets it back into the cutter, and he's going to be fouled by DePasso, and we're going to find out who 32 is here. DePasso just picked up his second.
Good ball movement this time by Gate City.
Jamie Hackney is at the line, so we now know who they all are, and the first one by Hackney is no good. He originally was number 45 on our roster. So the 6-foot freshman, Jamie Hackney, misses the first. He'll get another.
There you have it. Now we know who everybody is. Well,
we hope. Second toss by Hackney's good.
For the time being, anyway.
He hits one of two. It is 10-3. As DePasso has picked up two personals, and Brandon Davis, the 6'5 sophomore, has checked in to replace him. With the basketball, this is Lee going left to right between the rings. Gets the pick, pulls up at the right elbow. Now stutter steps and kicks it in the corner to Scott. Scott with the basketball. Guarded by Eastet. Now gets it out front to Lee. He'll throw the runner up from the front. Good.
Made a great drive. Little crossover dribble, and he was gone to the house with it as he flies right on by.
Pretty good set of guards here in Lee and Scott. With the basketball dribbling left, spinning right, backing his way in. This is going to be Will Humphreys, who lays it up and in.
Power move down the lane as he backs right down in there against Bond and takes it over the top.
12-5 in favor of South Lakes. This will be Lee walking the ball into the front court. Lee right to left, gets the double pick up high, circles around to the left, and kicks it in the corner to Scott. He'll pull up and pop. 17-footers, no good. Rebound pulled out by Hackney. Hackney hands the ball to Clark. He in turn will give the ball to McMurray. Bounce pass into the front court, right side to Eastet. Eastep with the basketball, goes right to left in the paint, kicks it across left side to Hackney, but as he gets rid of the basketball, they're going to call a hand check, I believe. This one may go against Scott. And it will. So Ryan Scott will pick up his first, team's third. Here comes Josh Kilgore into the lineup. And he's going to replace Jamie Hackney in the lineup. Minute 49 to go in this first period of play. Here's the ball knocked away and out of bounds by Scott. And in the lineup for the Seahawks comes Alfonso Smith, 5'11" sophomore. Well, it'll be McMurray to trigger it in, and he'll bounce it in. It's kicked away and out of bounds by the Seahawks. It'll remain Gate City basketball with a minute 49 to go in the first period. And at 12-5, Seahawks lead. Gate City has never led. They fell behind 8-0, but have actually outscored the Seahawks since then, 5-4. Inbounds comes into McMurray, deep right front court. McMurray with the basketball will just back out against the Seahawk zone. It's a 2-3. McMurray goes left side to Kilgore. He'll work it across court to Clark. Clark dribbles to the right, still with the basketball. Now dribbles back to the left and lobs it in the corner. McMurray, he'll get it down inside, kicked away, but saved out front to Kilgore. He then throws it down along the baseline. It's going to be saved by Humphreys. Humphreys kicks it across underneath to Eastep. He'll put it up, no good. They scrap for it, and loose basketball will be chased down and saved by Davis. He'll get it ahead to Granda, and now they'll kick it back. Here's a shot by Davis, no good. Davis follows his missed shot, and they're going to call an offensive charge on Davis.
That whole sequence was out of kilter, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Everybody running over everybody. A lot of body contact. Finally, there's a foul.
Just soon that kind of play not happen until about the third or fourth quarter when I know these teams. A little bit better. It's 12-5 South Lakes with 68 seconds to go first period. Walking the ball up the floor will be Nate Clark. He'll be picked up out of the defense man-to-man by Smith. He'll go left side to Eastep. He'll get it on the wing to Will Humphreys. Circles out. Humphreys with the basketball goes right side to Clark. Clark, McMurray, right corner, pops the three. Shot by McMurray. Yes.
Well, there's a big one as he goes downtown. Leroy Brown.
When Jesse McMurray gets his shooting eye, he can shoot the ball with the best of them. Into the front court left side, this is Scott. Dogged by Eastep. And there's going to be a hand check called on Eastep. Not for a moment, might be a 5-second count. Eastep will pick up his first, team second. Here comes Michael Rogers, a 5'10" junior into the lineup. 34.2 seconds to go in the first period, 12-8 South Lakes. Ryan Scott to trigger it in. Now he'll lob it into the back court to Alfonso Smith. Smith will have the basketball and bring it into the front court. Gate City in a man-to-man. This is Smith still dribbling the ball. The count is on, and a 5-second count will be assessed against Alfonso Smith, so the turnover gives the ball to Gate City.
Turnovers are even at 3 apiece. Gate City got off to a slow start, but man, with a 3 here, they get back within 1. Actually get back within 2 with any kind of basket.
Here comes Nate Clark back into the lineup to replace Rogers with 23.4 seconds to go. In this first period, South Lakes, who led 12-3, now up 12-8, bringing the ball into the front court, Kilgore. Kilgore, right sideline, dribbles around Smith, works it across court, left side. Now they get it to McMurray's hands, who in turn hands it to Clark at the center jump circle. 10 seconds, 9, 8. Clark dribbling to the right. He'll drive. He'll stop. He'll pop from the right elbow. 15-footer, no good. Rebound tapped around down low. Here's Kilgore putting it up. Blocked by Bond. He goes out of bounds, and that'll be the end of the first period. South Lakes jumped out to an 8-0 lead, but Gate City has clawed their way back to within 4. It's 12-8 South Lakes at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more WJCW Appalachian Orthopedics High School basketball after this 1-minute timeout.
Dale Burns has his caution tape. He's ready to block off somebody. He's ready to tie him up.
Seconds to music. Music's playing.
Gate City outscores South Lakes 8-4 in the latter stages of the first period to come from 8 down early to cut it to only 4 at the end of the first quarter. Leading the way for Gate City with 3, Jesse McMurray. Leading the way for South Lakes with 4, James DePonso and Dennis Lee as we start the second period. Gate City with possession.
3 of 10, 30% for the Blue Devils. 6 of 14, 43% for the Seahawks. 1 of 2 from the Charity Stripe Blue Devils. Seahawks didn't shoot any free ones.
Here's a pass thrown away by Luke Humphreys, trying to get it out to Clark. Throws it away and out of bounds. Turnover given to South Lakes as we start the second period.
That's 4 turnovers now for the Blue Devils. 3 for South Lake. 1 of 2 for the Blue Devils from three-point range. The Seahawks 0 for 3.
This will be Smith into the front court. Tries to get it on the right wing to Kenneth Winston, 5'10 senior, who starts the second quarter for the Seahawks. Knocked away and out of bounds by the Blue Devil defender, so it'll remain Seahawk basketball. Comes into Granda. He'll work the ball back now to Winston. Winston with the basketball. Winston comes right side to Granda. Granda gets it down low. This is Vaughn on the block, turning, putting it up 12 feet, no good. Rebound scrap 4 down low, and coming out with the basketball, Davis keeps it alive for the Seahawks. Then they'll get it back inside, spinning Vaughn for the layup, no good, but he draws the foul.
And again, they're controlling the glass. Not 1, not 2, but 3 opportunities this time.
He'll go against Jesse McMurray. That's going to be his first, team foul number 3, and at the line to shoot will be Julian Vaughn, who you would have to think will get a hard look-see in the next year or two, with being a 6'8 sophomore. Toss in the air by Vaughn is good. His third point. As here comes Ryan Scott back into the South Lakes lineup. South Lakes, a triple-A school in the state of Virginia. Gate City, of course, a single-A school. Toss is in the air, and it's good. Vaughn hits them both. He's got 4, and it is 14-8. Backcourt with the basketball. Clark lobs it ahead to McMurray. McMurray bounces it along the sideline. Left side saved there by Humphreys. He'll bounce it back to McMurray. He'll get it out now. Clark, center jump circle. Clark, Kilgore, right wing with the basketball. Kilgore shuffling to the baseline and pops. 12-footer over Vaughn. Can't get the shooter's bounce, but it's tipped up. No good. They scrap for the rebound. It's going to be last touched out of bounds by Scott. It was tipped up by Hackney, and Hackney couldn't get it to go down.
They had to change their trajectory of their shots with the big guy down in the paint. Now, they had to shoot that last one straight up.
So it will be Gate City basketball underneath their own hoop. To trigger it in will be Clark. Get to get it in. Now we'll lob it out deep with the basketball. This will be Luke Humphreys. Comes left side, gets the ball to Hackney. Out front, Clark. He'll drive, kicks it baseline, faking. Hackney pulls up and pops. 6-footer. They're going to say he traveled prior to the shot.
Indeed he did. There's that size again on the inside. He tried to head fake. They came off the floor and went back down.
So turns the ball over. Here comes South Lakes the other way into the front court. This is Ryan Scott. Scott with the basketball. He'll come right wing to Granda. Granda throws it out front. This is Winston. Winston head of the key. Dribbles to the left. Now comes back across to Granda. Looking in. There's the feed to Vaughn on the post. Vaughn is going to get pushed. It's going to be on Luke Humphreys. That'll be his first, team's third. Well, if you're going to foul him, I guess you do it before the before he has a shot to shoot in the basketball.
Then you look at the official and say, what did I do?
Here comes Logan Bateman into the lineup. Also, Will Humphreys back in for Gate City. To trigger the inbounds, Ryan Scott. He'll get it into Granda. Granda with the basketball, hands it back to Scott. Scott, head of the key, 4-3, in and out, no good. Rebound pulled out, Nate Clark for Gate City. This is Clark bringing the ball down the right sideline into the front court to Bateman. Back to Clark. Clark dogged by Granda. Clark drives, kicks it. McMurray, right wing for 3. And he was fouled. He was fouled by Winston as he knocked it down off the pick.
I guess that's what you call going downtown and getting an extra one to boot.
Winston will pick up his first personal, team foul number 5, and a chance for a 4-point play by McMurray. As here comes Dennis Lee back into the lineup, and also checking in will be Parnham for South Lakes, but what a big bucket by McMurray.
It wasn't a cheap foul either, was it?
The kid can shoot the basketball.
He got hammered pretty good in the process.
Trying to pull his team to within 2. Misses the free throw, though, as the rebound.
Him, didn't you?
Rebound's pulled out by Peter Libero, 6'5" junior, who's checked into the lineup. With the basketball and circling out, this will be Lee. Lee, center jump circle. Picking up his dribble, now comes right side. Fordham batted away and stolen McMurray. McMurray with the breakaway, goes all the way down and lays it in.
He's in the passing lane. He will steal, wheel, and deal for the Blue Devils.
Gate City down by 8 earlier, now only trailing by 1. Here's a travel by Vaughn, no whistle. And then as Vaughn spins into the paint, they're going to call a foul on a grab across his arm.
There was a foul, but after a couple of steps, maybe 3, but he'll shoot 2.
It's on Will Humphreys. That'll be his second, team's 5th. And to the line to shoot will be Julian Vaughn. Vaughn's first toss is in the air. It's no good. He left it short. As into the lineup for Gate City once again comes Josh Kilgore, and also back in Mark Easted. Sitting down will be Hackney and Clark. So Vaughn will get another. Toss is in the air by Vaughn, and it is good. Vaughn pushes the lead out to 2 at 15-13. He's got 5. Bringing the ball into the front court, this will be Kilgore. Kilgore with 5.5 minutes to go in a half, goes right side to Bateman. And now away from the play, we have a whistle, and an illegal pick will be called against Mark Eastep. Eastep will pick up his second, team foul number 6. And into the lineup for Gate City comes Luke Humphreys, and he's going to be replacing Will Humphreys. So with 5:29 to go in the first half, South Lakes basketball leading by 2. They'll clear the floor and let Dennis Lee work one-on-one. He'll bring it into the front court. Lee, center jump circle, shuffling to the right, gets it on the wing to Scott. Scott penetrates, puts the runner up from in the paint, can't get it to go down. Rebound pulled out Kilgore, and then Scott will grab his arms. It'll be on Scott, his second. Team foul number 6.
Maybe a little frustration out of Scott. He's not got a whole lot going here in this first half.
Scott, we told you, signing with the College of Charleston, averaged 20 a game a year ago.
That means he got the day already.
He's got 2.
Maybe a little frustration. Gate City's done a pretty good job of shutting him down.
Inbounds comes into McMurray. McMurray crosses the time stripe. 5 minutes to go in this first half of play. McMurray left to right. Oh, he had Humphreys breaking. Check that Hackney breaking down the paint. Didn't see him. They get it to Kilgore. He'll spin left. Tries to throw it on the wing. Going to be chased down and saved by Hackney. Hackney, left baseline. Needs to get rid of the basketball as he's dogged down there by Libero and throws it away. He was trying to get it out to Bateman along the sideline, but Libero, who is a 6'5" junior, really hawking him and forces the turnover.
Now you pick up your dribble in the corner. Everybody cuts off a passing lane. It gets a little hectic down there, and he got a little excited and threw it away.
Gronda checks back in for South Lakes, as does Nate Clark for Gate City. Inside 5 minutes to go, first half, 15-13, South Lakes with the basketball lead. He'll take it left to right off the double pick, drive all the way down the paint, throw the runner up, no good. Rebound Vaughn, no. Vaughn, 6'8", puts it back up in the bottom of the backboard, and then loses it off his hands out of bounds.
They made a great drive, had a pretty good look at it. Then they get an offensive rebound, have another look at it. Of course, he might have got shoved from behind on the offensive rebound.
Actually, it hit the bottom of the rim. I think it said the bottom of the backboard. If it had done that, it'd been all bounds to begin with. Here's the inbounds coming into McMurray. We've been stuck on 15-13 for a while.
If you get shoved in your lower back, you're not going to get many up above the rim, are you?
Here's McMurray into the front court, gets the pick up high by Hackney, dribbles to the left. Now coming out high and getting the feed at the center jump circle is Kilgore. He'll work the ball now to Nate Clark. South Lakes at a man-to-man. Clark dribbling around to the right, hands the ball out front. This is McMurray for 3 from the head of the key, won't go down. Rebound Vaughn. Vaughn bounces it over to Gronda. Gronda will bring it into the front court, and now get it over to Lee. Lee with the basketball, right side of the court, now circles out between the rings and goes left side to Libero, down low underneath Gronda, and as he is going out of bounds, he does throw it off the bottom of the backboard. It'll go to Gate City in rear court.
Turnover number 5 for the Seahawks. Gate City and the Blue Devils have 7.
So Gate City with a bucket can tie with a 3, can grab the lead. Inbounds comes into Kilgore. They'll clear the floor, and he'll bring it down the left sideline. Now pick it up and go left to right as he crosses a time stripe. Still with the basketball, dribbling around the right sideline, takes it right to left head of the key, goes left wing. This is for three. Shot is in the air, no good by Luke Humphreys, but the Blue Devils come down with the offensive rebound. Here's the feed, down low underneath Kilgore. He'll put it up, no good. What a feed by Clark. He got the ball up high. No look pass down low to Kilgore, and they're going to call a foul on Libero.
I don't know where Seahawks were. Nobody down there but Kilgore along that baseline. And a nifty little pass indeed.
Libero picks up his first, teams at 7th, and the chance to tie this game is Kilgore. He knocks down the first one, it's good. South Lakes jumped out to an 8-0 lead and looked like they were on their way to rolling. But since then, Gate City has come back and have been able to potentially tie this basketball game with this free throw. And does exactly that. High arcing shot by Kilgore, and we are knotted up at 15. That means Gate City's outscored them 15-7 since that early going. In backcourt, Parnham gets it ahead to Vaughn. Vaughn at 6'8", has the ball knocked away from McMurray and out of bounds off Libero. No, they're going to stay off Gate City.
Evidently, it didn't touch it. Looked like it did, didn't it?
It did indeed. So it will be South Lakes basketball underneath their own basket to trigger it in Parnham. Yet to get it in. He'll throw it out deep to Granda. Now the center jump circle to Lee. 3.5 to go first half. This is Lee dribbling to the left. Still dribbling. Gets in the paint. Kicks it in the corner. Parnham for three. Shot won't drop. And it's going to be Vaughn over the back of Will Humphreys. And Vaughn will pick up his first. Team foul number 8. Should be a 1-and-1 on the other end.
Great positioning down low again. Great block out position. That's what you're taught to do. And all he got for his efforts was climbing up the back and a foul.
So Will Humphreys will go the other end with a chance to give Gate City the lead. Earlier today, Tabernacle Baptist defeated Elizabethton 54-40. Erspring defeated Sullivan East 44-34.
And earlier today, the food line, what's that number, brought us some food. And we kind of like those boys and girls down there.
They're on the Volunteer Parkway. The shot is up and good by Humphreys, and Gate City has the lead. Who would have thunk this with about 2 minutes into this game? And the second toss. In the air. It's short. Rebound tapped around. Coming out there with it is Granda for South Lakes. Gets the ball over to Lee. Lee will bring it in the front court. Lee shuffles to the left, puts the runner up from in front, can't get it to go down. Rebound scrap forward, coming down with it, Kilgore for Gate City. Kilgore nearly has it knocked away by Lee, chases it down and saves it, gets it to Clark, to McMurray, down underneath, driving, and drawing the foul will be Eastep. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Great ball movement, Blue Devil. Top of the key, all the way around the horn, get it to the right baseline. Don't get a shot to go, but another foul on the Seahawks.
Granda will pick up his first, team foul number 9, at the line to shoot two will be Mark Eastep. Gate City has only 2 field goals in this second quarter, but guess what? South Lakes is yet to score from the field in this second quarter. Eastep's first free throw is no good. Luke Humphreys will check in to replace Will Humphreys in the Gate City lineup. 3:01 to go in this first half. South Lakes a year ago was a state AAA quarterfinalist, as the second toss by Eastep is good. And it is 17-15 Gate City. And now here's Vaughn throwing it away. No, it's going to be knocked away and out of bounds by Eastep.
I have the Seahawks scoring on only 3 foul shots here in the second. Is that correct?
That's right. They have yet to score from the field. And we are less than 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. Dennis Lee will bring the ball into the front court. Gate City has never won a first-round game in the Arby's Classic that I can recall. Right side with the basketball, Parnham drives baseline, puts the 10-footer up. No good. Rebound pulled out. Kilgore on the weak side gets the ball to McMurray. McMurray, whose 4-point play a little while ago may have been the catalyst for this Gate City team to make this comeback. Left side, Clark. Inside, this is Humphreys at the left elbow. He'll put it on the floor. He'll drive. He'll force it up. No good. Followed by Kilgore. Good!
Kilgore on the weak side as he's walking on the rim for the Blue Devils.
And a timeout is going to be called by South Lakes. Gate City up 4 with 2:19 to go. In this one, it's a 30-second break. We'll take a 30-second timeout. It's Gate City 19, South Lakes 15. We'll be back with more WJCW Appalachian Orthopedics High School basketball after this 30-second timeout.
You know, we do better on the 30s than we do the 60s. They give us about 45 seconds on those 30s. They get us about 45 seconds on the 60. Yeah. So it's about the same, isn't it? You want another jug of water?
Yeah, in a minute.
What'd I do with it?
1 second. Music's playing.
Back here at Viking Hall, 2:19 to go in his first half, and what a turn of events this has turned out to be. Gate City has gone on a 17-5 run. They were down 8-0 and 10-2. Actually, we're down 12-3, so this is a 16-3 run, and now the inbounds almost lost by Lee, saved by Lee. This is a 16-5 run by Gate City. 16-3, excuse me, 16-3 run. This is Gronda. Gronda gets it out front, center jump circle to Lee. South Lakes has not scored from the field in this quarter. This is Lee driving, forcing it up. Let's see if they'll call a block. They will. Count the bucket by Lee.
Great drive, Lee. Little crossover dribble at the top of the key. He was gone to the house with it. As he flies down the lane, led off the glass, and he'll shoot a free one.
So the bucket will count. The foul will be assessed against Mark Estep. That would be his third personal, team foul number 7. Must have heard me. They're using the little scoreboard over there, putting the...
Hey, ask and you shall receive.
Makes it a whole lot easier. Me having to squint and look at those little fingers being shown there. The toss is up by Lee. It's good. So Lee with 7 points and a big three-point play to pull South Lakes and the Seahawks to within 1 at 19-18. Minute 57 to go first half. McMurray will bring the ball up the floor. He's got 8, including a pair of threes. A 1-3-1 zone by South Lakes this time, and you got the smallest man, 5'11" Lee, roaming the baseline, reminiscent of Ray Mears in Tennessee a few years ago.
And the quickest.
Left wing with the basketball, Kilgore. He'll skip it across McMurray to the right sideline. He's dogged by Gronda. Gets it out front, Kilgore. Dribbles to the right. Still with the basketball. Now works the cross court, left side to Parks. He'll kick it McMurray for 3. It won't go. Long rebound chased after. It's kept alive by Davis for South Lakes. Quickly, here come the Seahawks. Pulling up and popping. Parnham for 3. No good. Long rebound chased after. And coming out there with it is McMurray. McMurray for Gate City down the right side. Double team. Bounces it back to Hackney. He loses the handle on it. Saves it in the paint. Goes baseline. Shot from the left side is left short by Humphreys. And coming out with the basketball is Lee. With a minute to go in his first half. Lee, left side, Gronda, for 3, shot short, rebound saved from going out of bounds. Good effort there by Davis, but he throws it right back in to Luke Humphreys, and a timeout is going to be called by Gate City. It's going to be a full 51 seconds to go. It's Gate City 19, South Lake 18. We'll be back with more WJCW, Appalachian Orthopedics High School basketball after this 60-second timeout.
Bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Boom, boom.
50 minutes down and 85 to go.
We're halfway there? Over halfway.
No, we're about a little over a third way. 50 and 85 to go.
Oh, 85 to go. Oh, that hurts.
Hey, Crystal,
Uh-huh.
I bet you I'm already too late. I didn't even think it was 5 o'clock. We need to go on at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I don't know who I've got coming in tomorrow. Have I got you coming in?
No.
Okay. Is it Emily?
Emily's coming in from 2:30 to 10. Do you need her to come in at 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just go at 2 tomorrow.
How will she know?
I'll try to call her later.
She's right here. She's
Oh.
Well,
coming in
Emily.
next.
Emily.
Oh, she's in next. Okay,
I
yeah.
met that little girl the other day.
You guys are back anytime.
Well, that's us.
50.9 seconds to go first half. Gate City 19, South Lakes 18. Gate City will have the ball, and they'll face 1-2-2 pressure. In backcourt with it, this will be McMurray. They break it with ease. Now they throw it away. It's intercepted and stolen. Gronda. Gronda will go all the way down, lay it up and in.
Gronda in the passing lane. Great anticipation as he will. Steals and deals.
And just like that, South Lakes has the lead back at 20-19.
They've done this without their Hoss. He's been sitting on the bench for a while.
And with the basketball, Clark bounces it left side. McMurray, alley-oop lob down low off the glass. Oh, nice lob to Jamie Hackney, who puts it off the glass and in.
McMurray makes a play, though, with a great pass.
21-20, we're on a seesaw with 12 seconds to go in the first half. This is Lee with the basketball. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, being a bit nonchalant with 5 seconds. Now they're going to lead. Right side, Parnham. Parnham shuffles in, has the ball stripped away and stolen, and Gate City's going to the locker room with the lead. Who would have thought that when they were down 8-0 and 12-3, but that's exactly what's going to happen. The Gate City Blue Devils will take a 21-20 lead to the locker room after falling behind early in this basketball game. We'll take a look at the first half stats and have more for you as we continue. But right now, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Arby's Classic on WJCW, Appalachian Orthopedics High School basketball after these messages. Make this a 3. Make this a 3, Crystal or Emily, whoever.
Jeff has got 5 o'clock news on KOS. So, do you want to try to stretch it out that far, or do you want to try to take him really quick to do news?
Well, if he's got KOS to do it 5. Actually, the big moment was a big 4-point play that DePasso, Lee, Parnham, and Vaughn, the 5 out there for South Lakes. For Gate City, it will be Clark, Humphreys, McMurray, let's see, Hackney, and let's see who else. Well, we'll check it for you in a moment. Here's a throw in the middle, down low. Intercepted and stolen. Coming out with the basketball is Hackney for Gate City. Really dogged by Lee. Gets the ball over to McMurray. So not the way if you're South Lakes you want to start this second half. McMurray gets it ahead into the front court to Clark. Also Kilgore is the other one out there for Gate City. This will be Hackney chasing it down between the rings. Right side, McMurray off the pick for 3.
Oh, had a hand in his face, and he still goes downtown. Leroy Brown.
That is his third 3, and it is 24-20. Gate City equaling their largest lead. Largest lead of the game was 9 by South Lakes early. Here's a feed in the middle, left elbow, Vaughn. Vaughn with the basketball, puts it on the floor, forces it up from 10 feet, no good. Out with the rebound, Kilgore for Gate City. Kilgore wants to run, or Gate City does. It's a Kilgore. Right side, in the corner with the basketball was Humphreys. Back to Kilgore, the swinging around left side, Hackney. Hackney drives the left side of the paint, puts it up, no good. Followed up by Kilgore, no good. And out with the rebound, Vaughn. Vaughn hands the ball to Scott. Lead pass. I'm sorry, to Scott. Yes, lead pass into the front court to Lee. Right corner, this is for 3 by Parnham, no good. Rebound pulled out by DePasso. DePasso then throws it away into the backcourt, chasing after it, and it will be first touch by Parnham. And it will belong to Gate City side front court on the over and back violation.
2 turnovers now for the Seahawks here in the third quarter. Gate City's not playing a trapping defense that's still in the ball, but they're playing some good solid defense and keeping the Seahawks way away from the basket.
Clark gets it in to McMurray, who throws it away. Intercepted and stolen by Scott. Scott has the ball knocked away from behind, but they're going to call a foul.
They did pick his pocket, but evidently they got part of him.
It's going to go against Will Humphreys. That'll be his third, team foul number 1 of the second half, and Luke Humphreys will check in to replace Will Humphreys. Game 3 of the Arby's Classic. The inbounds comes to the backcourt to Lee. Lee will walk it into the front court. Lee picked up by Clark, dribbles to the left, bounces it in the corner. Scott, 4-3, shot long, rebound pulled out by Parnham. He'll put up the 10-footer. It's no good. Rebound Clark, has the ball knocked away. Right to Vaughn underneath. He loses the handle on it. Vaughn had a layup. He lost the handle on it. Then as Clark tries to bring it up the floor, they're going to call a block on DePasso.
Do I call that a turnover or a shot? He went up like he's going to shoot it, then it just slipped out of his hand. I'm going to call it a turnover. I don't think he ever took a shot, did he?
No. He was all alone under the basket, and he went up to lay it up, and it just slipped out of his hands. 24-20, it stays in favor of Gate City. Clark in the front court. Clark dribbling to the left, spins back to the right, takes it baseline, goes all the way underneath and lays it in.
Oh, great drive as he flies right on by.
Clark with his first points of the evening. It is 26-20 Gate City. Scott, left wing, Scott in the paint. Scott with the runner from in front, wipe it off. There's a travel on Scott.
He did take an extra step. He made a great play. Made the basket with a runner across the lane. But the traveling call wipes it off.
Wendell Bird up wanting to know how was that a travel, but as he was going left to right. Now here's a steal by Lee from Clark. Lee, right side, gets it back to Vaughn. Vaughn hooks it home.
Slam, bam, and a jam at the Classic.
Vaughn with the two-handed throwdown may have got away with the travel.
Yeah, you don't count those, do you?
26-22, and now here's going to be a foul on Lee in the backcourt. That'll be his first, team second. And certainly it's no time to start panicking if you're South Lakes, but they look a little rattled as they're down 26-22.
It is getting a little more intense, isn't it? On both ends.
Inbounds, there's going to be Lee right over the shoulder of Clark and knocking it away, and he can't understand it, but he took his arm and went right over the back of Clark.
Yeah, get him a saddle next time.
Lee's second, team foul number 3.
He was hanging on pretty good, wasn't he?
The trigger, the inbounds, Hackney. He'll get it into Clark. Check that. That's not Clark. That's Bateman who's checked in. Now to Clark, left side. McMurray, hit of the key for 3. Left it short as there was a hand in his face. May have been partially blocked. Vaughn with the rebound. Gets it to Scott. Scott down the right side. On the wing, Lee. Fakes the 3. Has the ball knocked away from behind. They're going to call the foul on reaching in Clark.
Vaughn hurt his hand on that rebound as he went up and grabbed it as he was coming down and hit his hand on the rim. If he's going to be all right. He's holding that left hand a little bit.
Kilgore in. Also checking in. Eastep for Gate City as Bateman and Hackney sit down. Ryan Scott, already a College of Charleston signee, has only 2 points. He drives as he drives baseline, they're going to call a hand check on Kilgore. Josh Kilgore will pick up his first. Team foul number 3.
Flashed his quickness there as he flies along that baseline. Left him at the pass, and he reaches out and grabs him.
Next year he'll be playing for Coach Harriet. Bless his heart. Inbounds comes in to Harnan along the right sideline. Gets it out front to Scott. Scott dribbles to the left, pulls up in the paint, throws the runner off the glass, no good. Rebound Scott. Scott spins, forces it up off the glass, no good. Rebound Vaughn.